All right, today we're gonna be unboxing something a little bit new. Not a gun per se, but this is a gunsmithing tool for a gun. This is the Bravex sight pusher. So it comes in this cardboard box. It's foam lined. In the box you're gonna get your manual. It's a pretty simple manual. Not too descriptive, but doesn't really leave anything out that you would need to do extra otherwise. There's also a little bag with 2 additional screws and a couple of Allen keys to get everything tightened down should you need to tighten anything down. The sight pusher itself is going to be in this plastic bag. So we'll kind of start off with some close-up shots so you can see some of the detail of the machining work here. The main body, the orange portion, is going to be constructed of 7071 aluminum, and it's anodized in a very bright orange color, and then has laser engravings of their logo, as well as laser engraved reference marks, so that you can kind of take note of where the sight was originally. So say you're doing a customer's gun and pushing the sight off, and you just want to set it to where they had it before, you can reference that number and kind of put it back basically where it was. So I'm going to take off the top portion real quick, and then we'll go over what else is on the bottom. I also do want to note all of the black portions, to include the sight pusher itself, these adjustment knobs like this right here, and then the side adjustment knobs are going to be constructed of an S304 stainless steel. I'm not sure of the finish that's on here. It kind of looks like a black oxide or parkerized finish, but they're also grade 8 hardened. So here is the base portion here. You're also going to have some laser engraved lines right here. So on the bottom of the base here, you're going to have 2 mounting points right here, and this is just going to allow you to mount this into a vise. So that's one thing this doesn't have. There's no ability to directly mount it to a bench, but I'd say a vise is definitely a stable platform to mount it to, and so that's one thing to remember, is that if you get this one, you are going to need a vise to mount it to. So the side knobs right here on the base are going to be your horizontal adjustment knobs. There's going to be 4 of those. And then it includes these tensioners right here. These are going to push up against the slide. Now it is recommended to apply some masking tape on these so you don't mar up the slide. You can also use a cut up business card or anything like that. This is the top portion, or the sight pusher portion. You're gonna have a vertical adjustment knob right here. And this is gonna have on the bottom a polymer piece, and that's going to have a round as well as a flat piece. Because some slides, like your M9 slide, is rounded on the top, so you'd wanna put it on the round portion. The sight pusher itself is gonna have both a flat as well as a angled sight pusher. And so basically you would use one of the Allen keys, and you can take this off. I'll kind of show you how to flip this around. You'll remove the sight pusher and flip it over and back down, and then just go ahead and tighten this back up. So the sight pusher itself is adjusted by this wheel right here. It's just a 4-spoke wheel, and it's going to push the sight pusher to the left or to the right. So a lot of times with some of the sight pushers, they won't have like a cutout in the bottom right here, and so what you'll run into is you'll have a lot of trouble with some of your front sights and adjusting them, or even mounting new ones. So the nice thing about this is you can place this on this side, and I'll go ahead and show you a slide where it has a large lug in the front for your recoil spring and recoil guide rod. What's nice about this is that your slide can mount up in here, and what happens if you don't have the cutout on the base, this is just going to it's not going to have a place to go. So that cutout right there is very nice, that you're able to put that in there, take your top portion and mount it up like so, and remove or install some sights. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how you would adjust the sight pusher for a particular slide. So you would basically figure out how far forward you need to push the slide. So kind of line it up in the front there with where your sight is. So we're going to be doing the front sight. I'm going to be using some cut up business cards to put on the sides of those horizontal adjustment knobs. I'm going to go ahead and tighten those up. Next, I'm going to use this adjustment knob right here, and this is going to lower the top part down. I'll show you kind of what I'm doing right here. So we're going to be lowering that top part to the point where it's going to mate up with the front sight, like so. And with this iron sight, I would be using the flat side. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that around real quick. Alright, so we're going to adjust that to where it's going to be right above the slide, like about right there. That way when we're pushing across the slide, it's not going to make contact with the slide when we're pushing that side off. Then we're going to take these knobs right here and screw those down. And then we would be able to mount this to the vise, go across, and push that sight off or adjust it. And I'll go ahead and show you guys how I would adjust it for the rear iron sight. So for the rear iron sight, we're going to be using a PSA dagger slide. And this time we're going to put it in the same direction. Put our cut up business cards there. Adjust these to where they're just kind of snug on there. This will allow us to adjust it if we need to when we put the top portion on. This time we're going to have this facing this direction. And I'm noticing already that we're a little bit low. I'll show you how that looks here. So we're going to adjust it to where right lined up with the slide. Right about there. And I'm already noticing I need to push the slide back slightly. And then we're going to put these tiny knobs back on the top. Take a look at it again. Make sure we are all lined up. And then mount it into the vise, and I'd be able to push that rear sight off. All right, if you guys have any questions on the Bravex sight pusher, whether that be through use or anything regarding construction or anything like that, just drop a comment down below and I'll do my best to get back with you. Thank you for watching.